me today after taking home a few things from this talk. I just want to say one thing that I'm not so good at this. So if I appear clumsy at a few times, please bear with me. And in case you have any questions, you can just write them in the chat box here and Punita will ask them whenever possible. Okay, now coming to queries, before the lockdown started, I used to get a lot of queries from patients who were traveling all over the world, and they would call me from the airport and they'd ask me, what kind of sunscreen do you think I should buy from here? Or I'm getting this nice deal on the night creams or the serums. Do you think I should get this? And I used to find these questions very, very difficult to answer. So when the lockdown started, I thought, chalo acha hai ki at least I won't get these kinds of questions now. But to my surprise, actually, very, very soon into the lockdown, I started getting very similar queries, but it was only what to buy from the local chemist. And in fact, people started asking me, do you have a mask which we could buy and things of that kind. So I realized that maybe we have a lot of knowledge about brands and about the products, but we are not sure about what kind of products would suit our skin. So I thought I'd spend a little time today and talk to all of you about the skin types and the products which would suit each skin type, which you can easily follow at home during this lockdown period. So firstly, I think it's important to know what kind of skin do you have. One is a dry skin, like mine. Every time I wash my face, I feel dry, stretched out, and I want to apply a moisturizer. Sometimes even after I apply a moisturizer, I think maybe I should apply something more. So that is the hallmark of a dry skin. And then we have an oily skin. I think that is a very easy phenotype for you to recognize because it's oily, it's sticky, it may have a lot of pimples. So that's an easy form to recognize. And then we have a normal kind of skin. And trust me, this is a big, big blessing because all you need to do is wash your face, apply a sunscreen, and you're good to go for every day of the year. So I think these are the three main categories of skins that we have. And once you've identified each of your own skin type, you can next think about what do you want to do? What is your skincare goal?
Okay, but Dr. Vidushi, like there are some people who complain about having dryness around their nose and mouth, especially after washing their face, and they also have pimples on the face. So what kind of skin type is that?
That is a very difficult skin type to treat. Actually, you see, it's also an oily skin type. I like to call it the seborrheic type of skin. This is difficult to treat because I'm only seeing oil, but the patient is only perceiving dryness. Actually, the dryness is also kind of oil, like you have it on the scalp, right? The dandruff on the scalp, it's a similar thing which is present around the nose, the eyebrows, and around the mouth. So this is also an oily skin type. But yes, I for these kinds of people, I think I need to give a heavier moisturizer as compared to the other oily skin.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So coming to your skin goal, and I think if I were to unmute all of you, you will tell me, at least 90% of you would tell me that your goal is glow. But glow comes later. Your goal should be the health of your skin. And there are many factors which are responsible for a healthy skin. And for example, what you eat, the nutrition that you're giving to your body and ultimately to your skin is very, very important. But I really don't want to go into this because we've had this wonderful session on skin and health and immunity and nutrition a few days back with Dr. Veenu. So I think she explained many, many things very well then. The next thing is how much water.
But Dr. Vidushi, one more thing I want to ask is that I have seen you advising to stop certain foods like milk and dry fruits, etc.
Yes,
So when do you particularly advise to stop these kind of food?
See, the thing is, all these kinds of superfoods, nuts, seeds, dairy, especially skimmed milk and all, these have a property of increasing a particular hormone or like substance in the body called insulin-like growth factor 1. This has been associated with increasing the oil in the skin, which leads to increase in acne. So if I feel that it's a late adult onset acne, the patient is not falling into the PCOS phenotype, at that time, I think I'd like to stop all these superfoods. I know the dietitian friends that I have, they don't really like me for it. But unfortunately, I've seen it many, many times in my clinics. Whenever I stop these insulogenic foods, the patient's acne improves. Especially a word about skimmed milk. You know, when we advise the patients to stop dairy, they think, chalo doodh band kar dete hain, but I can have skimmed milk. In fact, now we are getting studies which say that skimmed milk is even worse. So if you really are craving that glass of cold coffee, please have it in normal milk and not skimmed milk. Does that answer your question? All right. So
Yes,
the next
yes.
important, all right, okay. So the next important factor about which contributes to healthy skin is how much water do you drink in a day. And I would particularly advise around 2 to 3 liters of water. You can have it in any form, normal, warmed, infused, detox, any form of water that you like, but you must have around 3 liters of water a day. And the next factor, which especially as a dermatologist, I've been really happy in this lockdown bout is the kind of stresses that your skin gets exposed to. And a lot of my patients have messaged and told me that there's no makeup, there's no party, there's no late nights, no harsh lights, and my skin is looking much better than before. So for me, as a dermatologist, the lockdown has been a great period because I've seen a lot of my friends and patients' skin improving in this time. And then finally, we come to the smallest part of a healthy skin, that is what you're using on your skin. That is the nutrition that you give to your skin from outside, right? I like to advise the CMS routine or the cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen routine. Initially, we used to only hear about the CTM or the cleanser, toner, moisturizer routine. But we started getting a lot of complaints, especially from people who had drier skins about sun sensitivity. They used to come and tell us that they're doing everything right, but the moment they step out into the sun, the skin starts to become red and starts to burn. So this we found out was because of alcohol-based toners, especially when it was being used by either normal skin or dry skin patients. So we are trying to remove the toner part out of the regimen, and the cleansing, moisturizing sunscreen regimen is something we recommend now. In fact, I think in this lockdown, if you are lucky enough to have a cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen which suits your skin type, you don't need anything else because so many stresses have already been taken away, maybe forcefully, but still they are not there anymore. So your skin is already breathing, and I'm sure it's looking much better. So one question I get asked very often is कि कौन सा face wash मंगवाऊं? See, it totally depends on what kind of skin you have. If you have a dry skin, go in for a non-soapy, pH balanced, gentle skin cleanser. Yes, I understand. The weather is such that you may feel that it's not cleaning well enough. So all you need to do is just wash your face with a lot of water after you've used these non-soapy cleansers. If you don't have access to these cleansers and your skin is dry, what you can do is you can mix equal parts of unboiled milk with water and clean your face with it. Or in fact, if your skin is extremely dry and mature, what you can do is mix a little glycerine with rose water and use that to cleanse your face. But you must splash a lot of cold water on your face after you use either milk or glycerine so that we remove the stickiness. And one word of caution here, the milk has to be diluted with water so as to decrease the percentage of lactic acid so as to not to cause any burns on your face. Uh, this is one question which I find extremely difficult to answer and in fact very funny. See, no, it doesn't matter what your wife is using or what your husband is using. The face wash that you need to use only and only depends on what kind of skin you have. So if your husband has a similar kind of skin, yes, I'm sure he can use the kind of face wash that you are using. But if he has a different type of face or a different type of skin, then he needs to use a different face wash. And if you have nothing at home, I think a simple brown tear soap or a glycerine based face soap is good enough for the entire family. In fact, even a lot of patients who have acne prone skin and oily skin, they like to use the brown tear soap, which is, I think, readily available at home. But if your skin is oily, very oily, large pores, and it has a lot of acne, then you must use a medicated cleanser, which can be either an alpha hydroxy acid or a beta hydroxy acid base, that is either a glycolic acid or a salicylic acid face wash. And in case you don't have it, unfortunately, that is one thing that you must order. I really do not advise any home remedies or home-based cleansers for oily skin because the skin is already irritated, it's inflamed, and there's a lot of bacterial infection in the acne. So I think a medicated cleanser would work better for you. And for children, if your child is in a younger age group, not in the teenage, I think a simple soap cleanser or a body wash that you use is fine for their face also. You don't need to really worry. But for teenagers, I think yes, the medicated cleanser, which is glycolic acid based, it will work fine. Then we come to moisturizers. This is the next step. After you cleanse your face, you must apply a moisturizer. And yes, you must use a moisturizer even if you have oily skin. You can just change the type of moisturizer. You can go on to a more gel-based moisturizer. And for example, a lot of patients they ask me that before the lockdown started, it was because it was the winter or the change in season was happening. We had advised a thicker moisturizer, or they just have Nivea cream or Pond's cold cream at home. So what should they do? What they can do is they can put a little moisturizer on their palm and add a little water or rose water to it. So effectively, what they're doing is they are decreasing the oil content of the cream and increasing the water content. Thereby, the moisturizer tends to become like a moisturizing lotion, and that can be easily used. And in this season, I think it can be used by everybody at home. And yes, like skins like mine, where we apply something and we still feel that nothing has been applied, then probably you can use a little coconut oil or a little bit of glycerine on your face. But then once you've applied it, please splash a bit of water and pat dry so that the stickiness is removed. Because otherwise, if your products are too sticky in this weather, especially with the sweating, you will tend to break out even if you have very dry skin. All right. Next, coming to the most important part, that is the sunscreen. And this is one question which I've answered thousands of times in the past 40 days. Yes, you need to apply a sunscreen even if you are at home the whole day. Please do not skip this part. This is the most important part of your skincare regimen. If you're at home, I think an SPF of 30 is good enough. This has to be applied twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. But if you're going out, let's say you're going out for a walk or a jog and you're planning to be out in the sun for at least an hour, then you need a higher SPF like an SPF 50. One very common mistake that we make is to take a little bit of sunscreen, just put it on and walk out of the house. See, that is equivalent to not using a sunscreen at all. We must take a sufficient quantity, and by that I mean up to 2 ml of sunscreen. This has to be first put on the face entirely and then massaged properly for at least 1 minute. And then you have to wait for a good half an hour before you step out of the house. See, because it's a chemical, it's a medicine, right? It needs to come into contact with your skin and start acting. Only then it will give you the required protection. Indian skins don't need any higher SPF like SPF 70 or 90. They just add to the gray effect, but they really don't benefit Indian skins too much, I feel. Okay, so is this you, anyone here who has a cupboard full of all these products? In fact, I have a cupboard full like this, and sometimes at the end of the day, I'm thinking, why? Why do I buy so many things? Why do I have so many things with me? So if you're like me and you have all these things, it's very, very confusing. Please do not fall into the trap of using one product one day, the other product the next day. It totally confuses your skin. And if there is an irritation, then we would not be able to find out which product is causing it. So I would suggest that if you have too many products available at home, just categorize them into a cleanser, a moisturizer, a sunscreen, a serum, a day cream, or a night cream. And for this season, especially this May season in the lockdown, what you can do is you can use the lightest cleanser, moisturizer, etc. And then save the thicker ones or the cream-based cleansers or the cream-based sunscreens and all for the winter season. So probably just categorize them, take out one bottle of each category, use it initially, finish it off, and then